Hello viewers, welcome to the video lecture series for the job role of Solanaceous Crop Cultivator Class 10th. In Unit 4, we will discuss about harvest and post-harvest management in Solanaceous crops. In this unit, we have two sessions. Session 1 is Maturity Standards and Harvest of Solanaceous Crops, and Session 2 is Post-Harvest Handling of Solanaceous Crops. First, we will discuss Session 1, that is Maturity Standards and Harvest of Solanaceous Crops. In this session, we will learn about maturity of solanaceous vegetables, role of respiration in shelf life, maturity indices, importance of maturity indices, determination of maturity in solanaceous vegetables, harvesting of solanaceous vegetables, and harvesting. Viewers, solanaceous vegetables are delicate and perishable. In order to prevent deterioration and maintain quality, utmost care is essential, right from the time of harvesting till it reaches the consumer. The post-harvest life of vegetables depend upon the judgment of maturity, the right stage of harvesting, and careful handling of the produce. Let us now understand about the maturity of solanaceous vegetables. Viewers, maturity is the attainment of the final stage of biological development of a plant, fruits, or other plant parts. It is also called physiological maturity. The stage of maturity at which the produce is in the most desirable form and is harvested as per the consumer's preference is called horticultural maturity. In most of the vegetable crops, horticultural maturity comes prior to physiological maturity. Brinjals and chilies are harvested at horticultural maturity when the crop is still tender and under development stage. Now, let us understand the role of respiration in shelf life. Vegetables are classified into two groups, climacteric and non-climacteric, based on their respiration rate. In climacteric vegetables, ripening is associated with a rapid increase in respiration. This sudden rise in respiration is called as the climacteric rise. On ripening, the climacteric vegetables produce more ethylene than non-climacteric vegetables. Non-climacteric vegetables ripen on the plant itself and must be harvested at the appropriate maturity stage. Tomato and muskmelon are climacteric vegetables, whereas cucumber, brinjal, pepper, summer squash, etc. are non-climacteric vegetables. The next topic that we will discuss is maturity indices. These indices basically indicate the stage of maturity of vegetables to be harvested for fresh consumption, storage, or marketing to distant places. Viewers, on your screens, now you will be able to visualize the different types of maturity indices and the methods by which they are estimated. Let us understand them in more details. First, visual method. The color of the produce changes with maturity. Color is an important index that indicates the stage of maturity. Most tender vegetables are green in color, which turn paler as they mature. Tender fruits are glossy. Tomato and chili are harvested after ripening on the plant so that they are red in color. As for size, some vegetables reach a certain size. This can be used as an index to determine the time of harvest. Second, chemical analysis. Starch, acidity, and sugar content are measured in chemical analysis. More sugar content in the samples indicate maturity. Acidity decreases with maturity. Thus, low acid content indicates maturity of the produce. Third, physical method. A pressure tester is used to measure the softness of a fruit. A fruit's specific gravity increases as it matures. During harvesting, specific gravity to determine the right time of harvesting is rarely used. It can be calculated by dividing the weight of the produce in air by the weight in water. Fourth, computation method. This method involves calculating the days from flowering to harvesting and from planting to harvesting. So viewers, you must be wondering as to what is the role of maturity indices. Let us understand. The maturity indices are used to ensure the sensory, that is flavor, color, aroma and texture and the nutritional quality, to ensure a sufficient post-harvest shelf life, to facilitate scheduling of harvest and packing operations, and also to ensure the market price. Let us now understand how these maturity indices are determined in some common solanaceous vegetables like tomato, chilies and capsicum, brinjal and potato. First, for tomato. For tomato, there are 4 stages of maturity. That is, green stage, in which fruits are green in color but are fully mature. They are harvested to be sent to distant markets. Second, pink stage. Tomatoes are picked for the local market. At this stage, the color turns to pink or red at the end of the blossom. Third, the ripe stage. Fruits are red in color on the surface and soft. And finally, the fully ripe stage. Tomato fruits are soft in texture and have reached their maximum color development. Starch is converted into sugar. These fruits are either consumed or used for canning or for processing purpose. Second, for chili and capsicum. Chili is harvested manually by hand picking, either as a green fruit or a red ripe fruit. Third, for brinjal. Brinjal fruits are harvested when they have developed a marketable size, have a good color and are immature, and have an attractive, bright, glossy appearance with soft seeds. Fourth, potato. For potato, big sized tubers are harvested at full physiological maturity stage. The crop falls off when it is fully matured. This is the sign of maturity of the tuber inside the soil. Viewers, let us now understand the last topic of this session, that is harvesting and harvesting management. Viewers, the assembling of plants or its parts at a certain stage for economic purposes is called harvesting. After attaining proper maturity, the produce is harvested for marketing. It involves detachment of the produce from the main plant at the right stage of maturity, depending on the purpose for which it is grown. Management of harvesting. Viewers, few important steps should be kept in mind while harvesting. Harvesting should be done during the cool hours of the day, as low temperature reduces physiological activities in plants at the proper stage of maturity. Otherwise, it affects acceptability and shelf life. By using proper methods to reduce losses and damage to the produce as well as the plant. It should be done by an experienced, skilled person who can harvest selectively, that is, only the mature produce. Let us now understand different methods of harvesting solanaceous crops. Harvesting can be done either manually or mechanically. Careful harvesting and transporting practices are essential to ensure that wound and bruise-free good quality produce reaches the market. Solanaceous vegetables can be efficiently harvested by plucking with hand except potato, and no specialized tool is required. A crop like potato is dug out with the help of a potato digger or wooden plough. In large-scale production, the mechanized method can be followed. Tubers that are dug out are collected and brought to the shade house. Viewers, the harvested produce is stored in the harvesting containers. It should be ensured that these harvesting containers should be easy to handle for the workers to harvest the vegetables. Containers made of material such as paper, polythene film are relatively cheap, but they give little protection to the produce against handling and transport damage. The fruits with firm skins like brinjal and chili are harvested and collected in harvesting bags, which are later emptied from the bottom into the field container instead of tipping the bag. Let us now understand the precautions taken during harvesting of solanaceous vegetables. The worker wears cotton gloves, trims the fingernails, does not wear jewelry such as rings and bracelets during harvest. Care is taken while transferring products from one container to another. All impact areas are padded wherever possible. Clean equipment and containers are used, and sand and all debris are removed from the containers. Overfilling of containers is avoided. Summary. So viewers, we have come to the end of this video. So let's recapitulate the topics covered once again. The important topics covered here are maturity of solanaceous vegetables, role of respiration in shelf life, maturity indices, importance of maturity indices, determination of maturity in solanaceous vegetable, harvesting of solanaceous vegetables, and precautions taken during harvesting. Thank you.